let's move on and talk about why do you need an email database. So welcome to the day one where we are going to talk about why do you need an email database, right? So here we have categorized multiple questions under this heading wherein we are going to talk about the benefits of email database, statistics showing why do you need an email database, some email marketing tools, and how you're going to create that email database. So let's talk about the first one, the why. Obviously, why is the question which always should take in your mind. Understanding anything which you're going to do has to be justified by some answers. So again, why has been divided into multiple subcategories. Why, what is an email database, why a database is important to email marketing, what are the types of email database, how you're going to manage, what are the 4 types of email, what is the advantage of email, and what is the purpose of email in business communication. So we are going to talk about all these whys one by one in the day one. Okay, so let's talk about why do you need an email database. So building an email list is very crucial because it is the best way to build a relationship with your potential customers in an intimate way. Reason being, here you are not just as a status update, you are inside the inbox of your customers whom you want to work with, right? So you are right there in somebody's inbox where they are receiving multiple other informations either from their work, their family, their friends, and you are also present there. So email is directly getting, it's like, getting into somebody's house, right? Even if an envelope is going there, a postman comes or a courier comes, it's directly is there inside your house, right? Similarly, your message is directly in the inbox of your potential customers. That is why this is very crucial. Okay, now what is an email database? Let's talk about it. So an email database is a collection or list of the names and email addresses of your business's actual and potential customers, right? So you understand, there is data. Now the data contains name, addresses. Addresses means we are primarily focusing on the email address, right? Because that email is directly you are able to send that to the customer's inbox, right? So it can be compiled by collecting the addresses of people who express interest in your company or products from those who have already purchased your product, or by seeing the activity which you are doing in terms of different informatives or educational content which you are going to market with your emails. So people start valuing it, and because of that they'll be sharing their email to you, and that is how you create a database, right? So why is a database important to email marketing, right? So database marketing, or which we are talking about email marketing, paves the way for tailored messages, which is creating a more personal feel to the email sent to your individuals. So now you know whom you are going to send an email. You can customize that email, you can tailor that for their need, for their understanding. So this is a very critical component of a message which is going to be tailored based on your customer's requirement, right? So willing customers are more likely to appreciate and enjoy content because you're going to add value. So your messages should create some value to your customers. Obviously, those content should be improved, and you also must be knowing that most of the commercial emails are obviously messages sent to the huge number of people all at the same time, because you have, let's created a database of your potential customers. A lot of people are there. You create one message and send across to everyone. So this is why this database is important, especially for the marketing, for the commercials, and to get more and more sales, more and more business. Now, let's talk about the types of email databases. So there are multiple databases which are readily available, as well as we don't recommend buying those databases, although these are available in the market, but we appreciate and we tell you to create your own database because you know who are your probable customers, right? So there could be databases like industries database, small and medium enterprise database, small business owners database, again database of Indian individuals customers. You have B2B, B2C customers, you have to B2B2C customers, you have D2C customers, you have databases of NRIs, you have database of larger income group people, which we call HNI customers, high net worth income customers. You have database of Demat account holders, you have database of online shoppers, you have database of students, doctors, professionals, anybody, maybe pension holders, maybe senior citizens. So there could be n number of databases, but primarily these are the databases. Again, these databases should be tailored based on your kind of a product and service. So that is why we don't recommend buying a database, because that may or may not be fulfilling a requirements, because the customer may not be the same. So when you learn to create your own database, so you have your right kind of an audience and the right data in your database. So that is why we need to understand what kinds of database are there and how you are going to get benefited from there. Okay, so now let's say you already have a database and how you're going to create that database, right? So there are simple tips which are there to understand the best practices of managing an email list or a database, right? So make sure that your emails are going to them. It should have quality contacts, and you can track these leads through a funnel, and you have multiple CRM tools nowadays to track all this. Even you can track who people are have opened your emails, who have not, right? Then you can have your list clean and data accurate, as I said. And obviously when you do all this, manage your email database, you're going to cut down your cost, and obviously your ROI is going to be higher. So now let's talk about what are the 4 types of emails which you are going to send to the customers and which has been normally been used. So there are different 4 types of email other than the newsletters that you can use to connect with your subscribers, your potential customers, right? So the number 1 is informational emails. So informational emails are not very long, and generally they do not require any action by the subscribers. They are just informative. You're just going to give some information to your customers. Obviously it should relate to your product and services which you are going to offer to them. Second is educational email. So you are going to educate your customers with the relevant information related to your product and services which are going to solve their purpose, right? Number 3 is the lead nurturing emails. So in bits and pieces you are going to give value to your customers, so they start believing and trusting in you, and you have that worth to help them in some way or the other with your product and services. So those kind of emails are called lead nurturing emails. And last but not the least is the promotional emails, which directly talks about taking action to buy or shop or book or learn more or something like that. So these kind of emails are called promotional emails. So these are the 4 types of emails which we are going to talk about, and these are the emails which you are going to put across whenever you are sending emails to your customers. So these things should be known. Now let's talk about the advantages of emails. So advantages are like, there is no restriction of timelines and time limits. Emails are delivered extremely fast with no time lag compared to the traditional posts, right? So email can be sent 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Webmail means emails can be sent and received from any computer anywhere in the world that has an internet connection. So now most of the people are using smartphones. So previously people used to sit on their desk, they used to use the desktop, then came the laptop. Now primarily you have your inbox right in your hand in terms of the smartphone you're using. So those emails are configured in your smartphone. So now see the fastest way of reaching to your customers. A customer is accessing his email on his mobile, and you send an email, the email reaches his inbox and it is in his hand wherever he is checking his professional or personal emails, your email is there. So this is very fast, and that is the advantage of email compared to some other means of communication. Now let's talk about the purpose of the email in business communication. Obviously we are talking about business, so communication is a very important tool in terms of communicating inside or the outside of the organization. So whether it is an internal customer, which is your employee, or an outside customer, which is your real potential customer, which is either a paid customer or going to be a paid customer of your product and service, right? So this email is used to businesses to communicate with their employees and other members of the organization, as I said, internal or external. So it is also used to communicate with your customers, suppliers, and other business people, associates, operations, finance. There's so many things. So communication is very crucial, and all these organizations today, they are communicating through email so that people are aware, people are taking actions, and people are all the people are on a particular subject on the same platform, and people are knowing what's happening on a particular topic. So you can mark CC to people, that, right? So whoever is engaged in that particular project or in that particular work, you can mark everyone in that email so that everybody reads the same email, right? So your communication is one to many, correct? So that makes communication simpler, and that is what is required in the business. So that is why email is very, very important in business communication. So now we have covered why part. Now in the next section, we are going to talk about the benefits of email database,